For 4-60 part C, the prompt says, "Just a minute," mumbled Ernie. "I think I have a shortcut. Instead of graphing the parabola, can we just rewrite the original inequality as this, and then solve the equation x squared plus x minus 3 equals 0. This would give us the boundary points, and then we can test numbers to find the regions that contain the solutions." So what I want to look at is that idea of how to solve this. So we know that we can factor this. I did that in the previous video if you need help. So when we factor, we get the solutions of x equals -3 and 2. So remember, if I write this as one of those inequality intervals or solution intervals, I take my smallest, then my x, and then my biggest. So remember, negative smaller, and then I take my sign from up here. So I have this sign here. Then I can make a number line because we would need to check these solutions, right? So let's do -3, 0, and 2, just for now. I'm going to use open circles because of my less than signs. And based on this interval, if I read this here, it says x is less than 2, x is greater than -3. So that means this middle part should be shaded, okay? But we need to check this. So I'm going to pick a number that is inside this interval, and I'm going to plug it in here to see if it works. So for example, if I plug a 0 in, so let's try that because that's in between, I get 0 squared plus 0 minus 6 is greater than, or is less than 0. So 0 squared is 0 plus 0 is 0 minus 6 gives me a -6. So I get -6 is less than 0. This is true. So I'm going to put a check mark here. We know that works. But I'm going to try the outsides as well just to double check. So like here we have a 3, we could say out here is a -4. So I'm going to start by checking the -4, so the interval out here. So I would get, let me screw it down a little bit, have -4 squared minus 4 minus 6, so less than 0. So -4 squared gives me 16. Then I have -4 minus 6. So 16 minus 4 gives me a 12 minus 6 equals 6. Is 6 less than 0? No. So this is not an interval out here. We want to make sure we don't include that. And lastly, I'm going to check our 3. So we'll do 3 squared plus 3 minus 6 is less than 0. 3 squared is 9. Plus 3 minus 6. Again, I get 12 minus 6. Sorry about that. And 6 again is less than 0. Again, not true. So I know this outside part isn't a solution either. So I can tell that the middle part is my solution because when I checked my different areas on my number line, that's the only one that worked.